Right, I'm back again. This time we're going to get into the Firewatch. Recently was on sale on Steam, so I was like, yep, I'll grab that, you know. So I've seen a couple other YouTubers play it and stuff, so yeah, I was interested, so let's jump right in. Move that out of the way. Campo Santo presentes. Panic Inc. $19.97 Colorado. Boulder. You see Julia. She's about your age, late 20s, laughing with well-dressed professors and grad students from a nearby CU Boulder. You are Henry. You are out drinking with your pals. You approach her. You are drunk. You are drunk. So what? You're major. You're pretty. She says, "Coolly." You are not. Your future hangover. What? You're happily confused. Someone should buy you a cheeseburger, she says. She flags down a waiter, and 1 week later, you're Julie's boyfriend. That's cool. Whoa. Sensitivity. I'm just going to change this. I'm going to turn the voices up a bit. Brightness is fine. Controls. Mouse sensitivity is way too high for me, so I'll just change that. That's better. We got a bag, man. Yeah, boy. Hello. Zombie apocalypse and waiting this, I'll tell you. Load the truck. Nice. In you go, kid. You can do it. You date her for over a year. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. You move in, you share an apartment near school, a view of the mountains. You two drink beers out on the deck. You drink a beer just about anyway. Life is good. Very good. Julia wants a dog. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle. Julia is in love. She wants to bring it with her to class. There's also an intimidating but gently-eyed German Shepherd. Nothing bad could happen to Julia while walking this dog. It's badass. Mayhem's an excellent dog. He loves wrestling with you in the park and goes with Julia on her runs. Even though he's too big to bring to school, Julia loves him all the same. Mayhem is a friend, child, a pet, all rolled into one. 1979. You walk out on the deck. It's summer, 9:30 p.m. and the heat still radiates off the high desert. What do you think about kids? She asks. Kids, they're not very smart or great at much. I'm saying if you have a couple little idiots. One day, why rush? She looks away, out towards the mountains. We have plenty of time, right? Speak for yourself, mister. Don't worry, you wish you were. You tell her she has a body of an undergrad. Okay, one day she says. 6 months later, you get engaged. Lying in bed on a Sunday morning. Oh, we're here, mate. He's already got his backpack. Ooh, the graphics nice, man. Nice. Trailhead. You're in their country. Learn to live with bears. Do not forget to check in. No fireworks. And their trail is recommended. Is not. Therefore, trail is not recommended for inexperienced hikers. 2 Forks. Okay, so this is where we're going now. Go for a walk, mate. Take a drink. $19.80. It's a Thursday night, and Julia is 4 hours late. She doesn't call. You're worried and getting angrier by the minute. She walks in after you've gone to bed. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. I ignore her. You don't touch each other all night. The next day you feel quite guilty for being so angry and ask her about her evening. She says it was great. You hold into a tiny pile of resentment. You make some coffee and go to work. 1981. Julia still likes to draw. She draws plants from her research. She draws all the places you go. She draws you. You pose and flex like He-Man. You look awesome. Alright then. Man, that must have been a long hike. It's getting night time. Whoa. Spacky tree. Nice. Two Forks. Fire, look at. 8 more miles. Damn, sun's going down, kid. 1982. During the summers, you and Julie enjoy walking Mayhem at night. There's a festival in town. It brings the folks from far away places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife. What the fuck? Mayhem runs away. May my moo fuck the dog. Julia yells. She gets flustered and has trouble speaking. When she is stressed, you confront the attacker. You beat his goddamn face in. Your arm gets cut, but you beat the guy to a pulp. You don't feel very tough. You cry your eyes out before the cops show up. Julia asks to take a different path from that day forward. You say okay, you don't want to go that way either. From then on you walk by the river. What happened to the dog? 1984. Plans to have kids. Get waylaid by work. Waylaid? That doesn't make sense. Julia gets offered a job at Yale. Yale is in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job, associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. Convince her not to take the job. Agree if she commutes back and forth. You ask her if she'll commute back and forth. You don't know. You don't want to move to Connecticut. She says that'll be hard, but she'll do it if you won't move. You tell her not to pass it up if it's what she wants. She agrees. She flies back to Boulder 3 times each semester. 1985, Julia is sent home from Yale on paid leave after having an episode. She lost it on a colleague for borrowing books that were important to her research. She didn't remember she had happily loaned them. just 2 days prior. Jesus. She was found crying in the stairwell. You say that maybe you guys should talk to someone about it. You make macaroni and drink wine. First one. After seeing multiple doctors and having many tests, they're worried that Julia might be suffering from early onset of dementia. She is 41. You both decide to keep it secret for now. Fucking Jesus Christ. Don't like where this is going. What the fuck? Mamie's getting... Oh, they did lose the dog then. Mamie's getting older. He's got a silver hair down his back. It's slows down at night. You and Julia walk him to the bar to see your friends, and it feels like nothing has changed. Julia goes back to university. 1987. Julia's summer, whatever that says, I don't even know how you pronounce that, affliction gets worse. She can't remember things in class, her research is in shambles. She drives her car to the next town over for no particular reason and has to be brought home by the police. She is devastated. She is sent home on permanent medical leave. Some days you get to Julia, who calls you a dope and your unborn children little idiots. Other days you get a stranger. She pulls you into bed to make love. After 5 minutes she goes into a panic, believing her dad is at the door. You tell her family they are crushed, and it begins to make trips to and from their home in Australia to visit her. For a while your friends come by with little things to brighten the day. She gets worse. 1988. You spend your days following Julia around the house. You count the seconds between the 2 weekly visits from Daniel the nurse. He suggests that Julia could live somewhere else, somewhere with 24-hour care at home. It sits with you for a couple of months. You decide to move her into a full-time care facility. You are determined to take care of her by yourself. Choose that one. Let's go this way then. Make sure that came be right. If we're gonna get up that rock, can't. It's gotta be this way. Pardon me. Take a little sip. Jesus Christ. Early onset of dementia. Sheesh, get back. Hello, dear. Don't kill me. It is impossibly hard. The worst is when you get mad at her, like when she tries to cook her own food. You can't do anything without her, and she can't do anything without you. When she goes to sleep, you stay up for a few hours, drinking on the deck, watching baseball in the summer, college basketball in the winter, drinking then too. You start going out after you put her to bed. The first time you do it, you worry about her getting up and walking around while you're gone. You put the chair in front of the bedroom door. You trust that she sleeps like a rock. Don't lock her in the front room, she'll go crazy. You go to the same bar at the boring end of Pearl Street. It's nice there. Over time, you tell Sheila, the bartender, everything. It's a huge weight off. You're home in bed by 1 AM, a couple nights a week. You look forward to those nights. 1989, one night you're stopped by the DUI checkpoint. You blow a 10 and are taken to jail for the night. You consider trying to hide it, but you tell your sister-in-law Susan. Juliet's parents take the next plane from Australia. They can't believe the state your house is in. Oh, there's my alarm. Then you tell Julia is coming to live with them. You don't argue, you say you'll visit soon. A few weeks go by, the summer is coming, and you see an ad of paper for a job. You take it. And I think that's where we are now. We are at the job, mate. Alright, so I'll leave this episode here, and we'll jump into another one in a second. See you in the next one. Adios.